Enchantment Lake by Margie Price. Chapter 1. Drowning. Drowning, Francie thought. That's what this was like. You plunged into the cool, quiet darkness of the theater from the hot, bright street and sank into the gloom of the back rows of the house and waited. Waited for the air to be squeezed slowly but surely from your lungs. Waited while your nerves frayed. Waited for your turn to audition. From here, the voices on stage were like those on a distant shore, calmly conversing while Francie struggled, unobserved in the darkness, to keep her head above water. Her chest hurt, and something gnawed at the lining of her stomach. Everyone else got butterflies in their tummies when they were nervous, but no, she got hungry caterpillars instead, chewing holes in her stomach, and buzzing. No, that was her phone. She pulled it out of her pocket and noticed the area code and stepped into the lobby. "Aunt Astrid," she whispered. The voice on the other end cut in and out, so Francie stepped outside into the bright sun and jarring noise of the Manhattan street. She plugged her traffic-facing ear and pressed the phone closer to her other one. "What?" she said. "It sounds like you said someone's frying 2 grilled ox." Car horns trilled, a siren wailed, and down the street a jackhammer beat out a mind-numbing rhythm. In between, Francie picked out words. Had her aunt said danger? And then murmur? Or murder? There was a sudden freakish lull in the noise, during which the voice on the other end finished by shouting, "Come quickly!" Come quickly? Francie was 1,000 miles away. What was this about? Grilling ox? Her great-aunts were a little wacky, but they didn't make prank telephone calls. There was only one possibility. Trouble. Her temples throbbed. Maybe bad trouble. She dialed the number, but no one picked up. With every unanswered ring, her heart hammered harder, keeping time with the jackhammer down the street. Where had her great-aunt called from, she wondered. She didn't think either one of her aunts had a cell phone, and there was no phone at the cabin as far as she knew. She glanced at the theater. It must be almost time for her audition. She could try calling back afterward, she supposed. But what if? She punched in 911. "I think my great-aunts might be in trouble," she told the dispatcher, going on to explain that her elderly aunts lived on a remote lake in northern Minnesota. "I'm not sure what kind of trouble," Francie answered the dispatcher's question. "We had a bad connection." "Could the NYPD contact the police in Walpurgis?" she asked. No, Francie didn't know. She told the dispatcher she didn't know that either. No, she didn't know. Why did they keep asking her questions instead of doing something about her aunts, whose lives might be in imminent danger? Next, she dialed the Walpurgis Police Department. The phone rang and rang. How could nobody be there? Not even any voicemail. What kind of police department didn't answer the phone? Finally, she called her grandfather. He laughed. "You know your aunts," he drawled, dragging the words out. "Don't you remember the summers you spent with them when you were younger? Loony birds, the pair of them. I'm sure they're fine." "Then why would Astrid say they were in danger?" Francie shouted into the phone. "And that there was a murder?" She wasn't positive that's what her aunt had said, but she was pretty sure. "What did she actually say, Francesca?" her grandfather asked. "She said—" Francie stopped and pressed her fingers to her forehead. She could hardly tell him they were grilling ox. Had Astrid said someone is frying 2 grilled ox? Or had she said, as Francie now told her grandfather, someone is trying to kill us? "She said that?" her grandfather asked. "I think that's what she said." "You think that's what she said?" "Well," Francie admitted, "we had a bad connection." He laughed again. "I'm sure they're fine," he said. Francie sighed. How could he be so relaxed about this? What if they really were in danger? She couldn't bear the thought of it. They were almost the only family she had left. Maybe she hadn't seen them in a long while, but she'd always known they were there for her. Perhaps it was her turn to be there for them. I'm going to check up on them, Francie said. Now, don't get any funny ideas, Francesca. Francesca? But she wasn't listening. She had already shoved the phone into her pocket and was moving steadily down the street. Where am I going? She wondered. Home, she thought. I'm going home. Home to the apartment she shared with 3 other girls? Or home to the lake? As she dodged pedestrians and wove through stalled traffic, she thought of frothy whitecaps on a wind-blown lake, the slam of a screen door, a sun-dappled path. She remembered swimming under bottle-green water and summer days that did not seem to end, the sun lingering in the sky as if it could not bear to leave. Home, she thought. I'm going home to the lake.